Hi, my name is Jules,
And I'm Chanel. What's up?
and
And
welcome
welcome
to
to
Mama
Mama
Play
Play
That
That Again.
Again.
Hey,
This
harmony.
is a show where we take one for the team and watch the same kid shows on a loop, so you don't have to. Join us, two queer Black mamas, as we dish out hilarious hot takes on what's playing nonstop in your toddler's world, helping you serve up screen time with a side of wisdom.
Damn, that was a good intro. Who wrote that?
Oh
All
my
right.
God, ChatGPT.
So Jules, since this is our
Yes.
first episode, how about we talk about how we met? How we met
Mm,
and why we're even doing this podcast.
great question.
All right, yeah.
For one, we both had babies, not with each other, but within the past couple years.
Yeah.
And now we're forced to watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, and we kind of have a different lens because we are writers and creators as well. That's how we kind of bonded over our love of the Boondocks. And from there, we wanted to start our own series and have started our own series, a couple of series. And we figured, why not? Because we have the best critique, we have the
I
best
mean,
eye.
let's drop that name title in there real quick though. We
Uh, you
got a
know,
web series called Sasha and Condi.
yes,
Go to suburbanmilitants.com if you want to see it, but it'll only be up for a few more months because I'm not paying for that website.
because we're mamas and we have other
Exactly.
bills.
But yes, we do have a web series. It's on Quality TV. It's called Sasha and Condi. Two youngish Black girls revisit these moments in the 90s and tell how they changed the course of history. And now we are working on a new series called The Nonprofit, loosely based on Chanel's life.
But we both worked in nonprofits, so we kind of know how they work. But yes, this nonprofit is based on literally taking characters from the nonprofit I worked on.
Yes. And we're all about making fun of some of the things that aren't really great to make fun of, like low wages and really bad nonprofits with even more terrible offices
Who serve the youth. So that's
that serve the
that's
youth.
good.
Right. Yeah. Bringing them to a high standard by offering them Lipton
Critiques.
tea.
Yeah, that part. Okay, well, speaking of funny moments, and this being our first episode, we kind of want to go through our segments so you know what to expect on each episode. So we like to do what's called our toddler tales, where every week we'll talk about something funny our toddler did or said. So do you have anything this week, Jules?
Oh man. There's so many things, but I think the first thing is, just to give you a sense of my little one, she is very into music right now. And right now she's particularly into Float by Janelle Monáe. And she has this thing that whenever we're in the car, she refuses to get out the car unless you play her song all the way through. Like I gotta fade out like a DJ, otherwise she's not getting out the car. It's like a full-on protest.
And by
She's
Flow, this is the song from Age of Pleasure.
Yes.
Okay, just want a clarification.
And yes,
Okay.
I did introduce it to her. Did I mention we're two queer Black moms? Hello.
That's important. That part is actually very important.
Oh,
All
I mean,
right.
come on, that album is so good. Now, Sans, there's a lot of N-words in there, but I'm just hoping it doesn't sound like much that she can copy at this point. We'll see.
Well,
Only time
she has
will
good
tell
taste.
if she's busting out the N-words out here.
You'll hear it. You'll hear it. You'll get a report from the daycare.
Exactly,
Um,
exactly.
well,
So tell me about your little one. I know he's younger.
yeah, well, your little one has great taste. And this actually just happened today. He is 17 months and he's a Gemini, and apparently Geminis love to dance. So we were coming back from
Yes.
the grocery store this morning, and I just have my phone on playlists. It's just running random songs, and Too Short, Shake Shake That
Blow the
Monkey came
whistle?
on. Shake the other one.
Oh,
And
oh,
he
oh,
immediately started dancing. Immediately,
oh,
like just and kept dancing. So I'm like, oh, now he's a Too Short fan. So can never play any of his music again because it's very inappropriate, and I don't
oh
want him
my
to say any
God.
of those words. But at
Too
least I know,
cheesy? Too
yes, at least I know
cheesy.
he has some, some type of love of.
Not that this is a podcast about music, but Too Short in my book is definitely like the worst best rapper. It's like nursery rhyme level lyrics.
You know all the lyrics though, right? Like it's fun
Exactly.
to sing
That's the
them
whole
along,
point.
right? Blow the Whistle is the
Well, maybe
exact.
Too Short is for the kids. I mean, Wu-Tang Clan is for the kids, but Too Short might be for the kids because let's be honest, like his vocabulary is,
He has movement
cocktails.
songs. He has his movement songs, you know.
I know, and all he's doing is blowing the whistle.
There you
I
go.
mean, what's his
Kids love
favorite word?
whistles.
No, don't say it. Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Okay. I
all
love
right.
it. Your little one is already giving dancing joy. I love it.
And Oakland vibes. Should we
I
say where
know,
we're
and
from?
Oakland vibes.
Yeah.
Where is he from, really? Is he from the town?
Yeah. We're from Philly. I don't
From
know.
Philly. Okay. That's
Well,
definitely
okay.
different.
All right. So we'll probably have more musical tales, and we'll change that from toddler tales to musical tales.
I like that.
But yeah, let's get into our
Yeah.
review of a show for this
Yeah. So this
episode.
week we're going to talk about Alma's Way, an animated series about a Puerto Rican girl, Alma, from the Bronx and her family.
Yeah, this is a PBS kids show, and each episode, they have like 1,000 episodes. Each episode has 2 10-minute mini episodes, if you will.
Yes. And this first mini episode is about Alma and Eddie. Eddie is Alma's cousin, and they want to open a mofongo truck, but they spend so much time on decorating their cardboard truck and writing raps for their customers that they forget the most important thing, the food. And I would just like to say I feel very seen, but also attacked by this
By the description,
storyline.
the writing raps part.
Well, not just the writing raps. I'm just like, yo, are they talking about me? Because I be procrastinating, and I don't appreciate that.
All right. So in the second episode, let's see. Alma thinks she's pretty fast on her scooter, but she can't figure out why she's not faster than her really close friend Andre. After all, she is the world's greatest scooterer, as they say in the actual episode. So that's the show setup. Now let's get into it. What are your initial hot takes, Jules?
I mean, my hot takes they're coming in hot, just like the mofongo. I actually really love this show. I think it's really sweet. And there are definitely parts of it where I'm like, I love that there's a musical element into it because I feel like that definitely helps keep the attention of kids for sure. Alma's also, and this is something that I'm sure we'll keep revisiting. Alma's whole thing, her kind of like superpower is really, figuring out her friends and family's emotions and navigating them, which part of me is like, I'm here for it. And it feels gendered in a way like, this is dope. And I would hope that, the young boys or the non-binaries watching also tap into that. Cause I'm like,
Right.
does she have to solve everyone's issues? That's
Yeah.
a question for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Black and brown women do, right? We hold the whole world up with our food.
And it starts at age 6.
Right, exactly. Learn it now. Yeah, I definitely agree with a lot of your assessment. I love how authentic it feels. I think to New York, to their family, to their culture.
For sure. Very New York.
Yeah,
I mean, they have even trash on the street sometimes, and I'm like, and then they have some weirdos on the subway, so it feels very appropriate.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say, and I know I'll probably be annoying, well, because I'll keep saying it, is that the rapping is a little annoying. That's it. That's it. I smelled Lin Manuel Miranda's touch on it from miles away.
Ooh.
So
Lin Manuel, yes, that man writes raps, and sometimes I'm like, I need a chorus B. Give me a chorus, give me a
I need
hook.
to take a breath. Can I take a
Yeah,
breath?
for real. What the hook gonna be? We don't need a
I don't even
hook on this beat.
Okay. All I need is a track in the background. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. But yes, I feel you. A pain point
Pain point. Yes, that
is
a
the
pain
Lin
point.
Yeah.
So do we want to hear a
Yeah,
little
so let's get into, speaking of raps, we got we got the Mofongo song. So Alma finally figures out that she needs her food, and she enlists her cousin and her aunties and her whole family to make mofongo for the mofongo truck. So we're gonna listen to that.
We're making mofongo on the go-go. It's gonna be tasty, that we know, yo.
We got shrimp mofongo for everyone to eat. And gonna serve strawberries for a slightly sweeter treat.
Break it down.
Go, go, mofongo. Go, go, mofongo. Go, go, mofongo. Uh-oh. Go, go, mofongo. Go, go, mofongo. Go, go, mofongo.
It's catchy. It's a bop.
It's a bop. It's a hard
really
bop.
Is a bop. It is a bop.
Yes. And I will say, again, like one of the things that I really like about this show is it's full Puerto Rican. Like it goes hard on the Puerto Ricanness. Like, so I appreciate that. But I think you had a hot take on the mofongo.
Yeah, I know there's thousands of episodes of Alma's Way, and so I only watch one. But if my kid is only watching one episode, is he learning what mofongo is? Is he learning where it originates from? Is he learning that it came from Africa? Yada, yada, So that's my one. It's not my one. I have a couple, but that is my thing about the mofongo.
10 minutes in, she got to mention Africa, y'all.
Just 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. Give us some more time.
It only took her 10 minutes to mention Africa and the diaspora.
Soon we'll be saying about the colonizers and all that stuff. But yeah, I just feel like it would be nice for the kids to know what mofongo is.
Yes.
Because we can make different types of mofongo. That's fun. This is something that's special to the Puerto Rican culture. But what the heck is mofongo?
Yeah. I mean, I think there was maybe a mention of plantains, I believe.
There wasn't. I watched it twice.
Oh, you watched it again?
Wanted to make sure I made my point. They show
and
it.
That's my point.
They show it. But they don't ever say it.
They don't say it. Okay. Well, I have watched a lot of Alma's Way, and they definitely had another mofongo episode that focused on making it correctly. But I don't remember if they talked about it if it was from Africa. That might be too radical left wing.
Is it too radical?
Africa.
Is it too radical to talk about where their culture came from? Some of it.
I know.
It's too deep. We're going too deep.
I know. Too deep.
Clearly, you know how we're going to raise our children.
I know. Jeez. Oh my God. Start the hate mail. But also thank you for listening.
Yeah, we don't want haters listening, so please don't.
Yeah, no, thank you. Maybe people hate listen. I don't know. I don't really think I hate listen to any podcast.
Oh, God. Yeah, that would take a lot of investment to hate listen to something.
Yeah, right? But I don't know. If you're on the subway and you're taking the train for an hour,
you couldn't find one other podcast that you actually enjoy.
Maybe you want a not enjoyable show as you walk into work.
You're angry on the subway. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Do we have another soundbite?
Yeah, we do. We have, so our next one is pretty much the hallmark of Alma's Way. It is really about Alma's social and emotional learning, where she says, I got to think about this. And she thinks about all the things that have happened previously and how she can solve those problems. So this is her, I got to think about it.
Okay, what's the first thing we should do? I gotta think about this. To make mofongo, we need the ingredients. So, first, we should go to the store. Then, we can make all the different kinds of mofongo we want.
We need street mofongo, chicken mofongo, mofongo relleno, and strawberry mofongo. Hurry, Alma!
Ah! Oof, we don't have enough time to make that many kinds of mofongo. Oh, I know what to do.
Okay.
It's really dope. I love her moments of reflection. I think it's so important for kids to learn that super early on so they don't become, biters and things like that.
Yes. Though, I mean, honestly, Alma is really all about navigating social situations, truly, which I think all kids and adults can benefit from. So I do appreciate that so much about Alma. That's like her thing. But my only other thing is like my kid is like very much into superhero stuff right now. So Alma's social emotional learning as her superpower is not hitting as hard as Spider-Man. I'll just say that, you know? It's not as convincing. Like she didn't want to dress up as Alma for Halloween is what I'm saying.
It's valid, and I can see how it's not as catchy as, you know, being Hulk. You know what thing I was just thinking about? I wonder if her reflection moments ever catch on to like her cousin or her friend. Like, do they ever see her and like go, "Hey, I want to reflect too." I guess should they have those moments? I feel like we're missing out on that sort of
Oh, maybe she's the only one that's
you know?
reflective. That's kind of what it's giving.
It is giving.
It's giving she is thoughtful and everyone around her is not
Right.
reflective.
Like, what are they doing when she's reflecting? Are they staring at her and going like, what is she doing? Is she talking to herself again?
I
I'm just
know, right? She's just
like
like,
that might be
don't worry about me. I have a Bluetooth in, you guys.
just don't worry.
I'm not, it's not what it looks like.
Me and this other power are like, we're going back in time to think about.
Yes. And this also reminds me of that other show, Karma's World, which we obviously haven't gotten to because this is our first episode. But like one of the hallmarks of Karma's World is also being able to socially and emotionally navigate. And she's a young Black girl, I believe, in New York, right? She's also in New York.
Yeah, also in New York.
So
it's a theme here with women and young girls.
young girls.
Started with that.
Think about everyone else's feelings first.
Oh my God, that's so true. That is so true.
It is. But you know what? There's nothing inherently wrong with that. I'm not mad at that. Like,
no.
It's a great quality to have.
It is. And the next show we're about to talk about, she actually is thinking about herself first and thinking about why she's feeling the way she's feeling. So
yeah. So let's get into that. So we're basically now into Alma and the scooter, and she kind of like thinks that she is a great fast scooterer, and she ends up losing to her friend Andre in a race, and she is not feeling that. And she, you know what? She's very in touch with her emotions. So let's hear what she's got to say.
I gotta think about this.
Alma's the fastest?
I'm the fastest? Alma's the fastest! When I beat Ruffia, I thought I was the world's greatest scooterer. And that felt way, way, way good.
Yes! I'm the fastest!
Andre won?
Yeah! Yeah, Andre!
Nice try, Alma.
Oh yeah! Andre wins!
I lost again? But I can't be the greatest if I can't scoot faster than Andre. And losing does not feel good. Wanna race, Gabby?
No thanks, I'm cool. I just like riding around.
Gabby and Junior had a lot of fun just riding around. Oh, I know what to do.
And Alma is thoughtful with it. I love it.
Yeah. I mean,
what's your hot take?
I mean, my immediate thought of this episode was like how universal the message is, because that is some very adult messaging about, you know, everything is not a race. You know, sometimes you need to slow down and enjoy this new toy, enjoy your family, enjoy the moment, instead of always having to compete.
Yes.
I mean, in the real world, you do have to kind of compete because that's kind of what capitalism makes you do.
Because that's what capitalism is. Again, we're 20 minutes in, and now we finally mentioned capitalism. Thank you. Alma's going to need to get it together. She's going to have to fight for everything, every crumb in this world, because capitalism says,
yeah,
you got to be the best and you got to work hard.
There you go. Yeah. What
and then you can get everything you want. A house, property, 2 kids.
Maybe. 50-50 if you look like her and us.
It's a 50-50, yeah. Maybe you'll get a loan. Maybe you won't.
It might be predatory.
It might be predatory. Okay, because we don't know Alma's last name, but we're kind of assuming it's like it's something with a Spanish origin. So it's unclear. She might not get a good loan.
Yeah. So what are your hot takes on this episode?
I love this episode. I also love I also love that Andre like actually really wasn't tripping that he was winning. He was really, he wasn't trying to rub it in her face. He was kind of like, hey, Alma, you're a great scooter. And I love that because I think it could have gone different if Andre was like, yo, you're hella slow or something like that.
And he shared a scooter with her.
And he shared a scooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only one that was really tripping about it was her. I got to think about that.
I mean, yeah, she had to trip because it was a vehicle to get her to reflect, and
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she definitely like she definitely figured out that she was really in her own head, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, and I think that's lessons that our kids have to learn very early on about how to what happens when you lose and how you are supposed to respond when you lose.
Yeah. How to
Because
de-escalate for sure.
life is full of rejection. So and self-regulate, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And rejection. I definitely remember when I was a young kid and I was very, very, very competitive. I am not that person anymore. Although if you play a board game with me,
There's some doubt there.
think about that. Maybe I am. No, but I was definitely like the kid that would cry if I lost any basketball game. It was not a game for me. I
Up
was
until what age? Just curious.
probably high school.
Really?
So all throughout middle
Okay.
school, I would cry if I lost a game. I'd score like 30 points, which was like very satisfying.
Would you
for
like
my
throw the
ego.
basketball?
Well, it's not like there were any girls on my team that were that good. So I pretty much like shot every shot. But in that way, I kind of felt responsible for the team losing.
They put it all on
But-
your shoulders. That was their fault. They did
I
that.
know. These girls needed to step their game up, and they didn't. And so, yeah, I don't know. I would score like a lot of points, but then we'd lose. But it was kind of cool though, because even when we lose at the morning announcements, they'd be like, high score, Jules,
Aw.
30 points. And I was like, well, at least there's that.
I can't wait to see this 30 for 30 on Jules. This
Oh,
might be
yeah.
great.
30 for 30. Oh my goodness. What would my 30 for 30 be called?
I used to cry.
She was really good in high school.
High score. High score.
High scorer. Yeah. High scorer in high school. College career didn't turn out quite as she expected. Shortest girl on the team in college, but damn if she wasn't tall in high school and middle school.
Were you point guard then? Just automatic point.
Yeah, I think so. Point guard
Yeah.
or two guard? Yeah, I think so.
One thing about this mini episode was it kind of teaches you perseverance in a weird way because she kept trying, she kept trying to beat people. I mean, I don't know if the spirit of competitiveness was healthy, but it was some perseverance there. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and definitely there was an element of practice.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, and the other lesson there is like you might practice a lot and you're still
Yeah, you're
gonna
still gonna
lose.
lose. You still gonna lose.
So yeah, I thought overall the lessons were really cool, which actually kind of gets to our next segment.
Yeah.
So,
Inspired by the Bechdel test, which basically kind of rates films and TV on how women are activated in the show or the series, the film, whatever. So we kind of came up with our own rating system for basically grading these series on their diversity in story, characters, message, all of the things.
yeah, so we came up with these 3 questions. Our first question is, did it hold our kids' attention? Did it hold your kid's attention?
Yeah, again, he's 17 months old. So it's either Miss Rachel or apparently Alma's Way because he watched the entire episode, both the 2 10-minute episodes. He was
Ooh,
very engaged. He probably
I
wants a
like that.
scooter. But yeah, so it
Was it
held
the music that kept him?
the music for the Mofongo one, and I think he was very intrigued by the scooter. I think the scooters, anything with wheels, has really got him now. So I think that
Mm,
might be why. I need to test it out and see if another episode will hold him.
yeah,
But yeah, he
I'm
was into
curious.
it.
I mean, because I've been playing Alma's Way for my daughter for so long, I feel like because she's now into superheroes,
Mm-hmm.
that it's holding her a little less. But that said, you know, if she's watching it on her PBS Kids app phone, hi, I'm outing myself as a mom who gives her kid a phone. Yes, don't judge me.
No
When she's
judgment.
watching it on there, it definitely holds her attention, but I'm not sure if
Mm-hmm.
that's just the phone. So
Mm-hmm.
only
And
time will tell.
she has the power of the phone. She's like,
Yes. Things that we need to also talk about in terms of
oh
parenting
yeah,
is
that's yeah.
phone addiction because I am addicted. So I'm like,
We're passing
there
that on
is,
to our kid. Yeah.
yes, there is definitely a high possibility that my kid will be
Yeah. And they
addicted.
also say our screen time, if they're around us, is their screen time too. So thanks. Thanks.
So we're doubling it up. She's getting double the screen time. Oh God. Yeah. So I would say it does hold her attention, but she's also getting to a point where she's interested in other kinds of episodes.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, the superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our other question, and this is our question about heroes or sidekicks. This is the part where we assess if kids of color are centered in the show. Did they get to solve the problem? Did they get to have the adventure? Did they get to be the lead? That's really the question with this heroes and sidekicks. What's your hot take?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, Alma is the main character in both of the episodes. All of her friends are of color. I just have that
Except for that
one.
one white kid, that one
Oh
random
God,
white
did I
kid.
forget? Did I forget about that kid? Oh God.
Yes, you remember he's blonde,
Oh God, I do not
but
remember this
he's
kid.
not in all the episodes, but
Oh,
he
I'm not
is in a
okay. I was
few.
like, oh God, I don't want to erase white people. No, I
Don't you
don't want to
dare!
be. No. Um,
You better center whiteness.
I think because that's exactly what the show is about. No, I do feel like Andre, who is in both of the episodes that we're talking about, is kind of
Mhm.
the sidekick, and maybe in
Mm.
just these maybe just these two episodes, but he felt like the sidekick because he was not active in the adventure. I mean, Alma even looked at him and goes, like, the only reason you're beating me is because you have a new scooter. That was her theory at first, but it's
That
not
was
true.
cold.
So I just felt like Andre kind of feels like the sidekick. He's not really, he has no motivation other than just being her friend. Um, I don't know. It just didn't feel like he was an active character. So
Mm.
I'm like, it would be the black kid, huh? But I don't think it was purposeful. I'm going to give them a little grace. I don't think it was
Okay.
purposeful, but I still feel like it's present.
Okay, I hear that. I hear that. I definitely think because it centers around Alma's Way, I didn't pick that up,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely hear you. Um, to me, she's always the center, and then the storyline revolves around her reaction to either her friends and family. So to me, that kind of is in line. So for me, I still would say heroes, you know, with Alma's Way, like we get some kids of color that are heroes. So obviously Alma's a brown Puerto Rican girl. So for me, it checks out, but I definitely hear you on the Andre bit. I would watch some other episodes too, because she has another friend, Rafia, who
Mm-hmm. She was
I'm
on
not
the
sure.
episode.
Yeah, I'm not
She was
sure
just
what.
there.
Yeah, she was just there. And she's, you know, I think it's appropriate, especially if they're in the Bronx, to have a bunch of different kinds of kids. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty mixed in terms of like ethnic diversity, which I really appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
I have this is a hot take. I have noticed that in almost every show, I've never seen like all brown or all black casts. There always has to be some white child.
Or like a European passing Latine. or
Yeah, and I
they're
mean,
definitely white.
I want to be fair. Like Eddie is like everything that Eddie does. Her cousin is definitely it's not. It is very Puerto Rican. Like he drums. He speaks a little Spanish. Like he's clearly not like a white child, but he's definitely white passing for sure. But we do see his mother, and his mother is like very much a brown Afro Latino woman, and his dad is like kind of white Puerto Rican. So, I mean, I'm going heavy on this, but this is an observation that I've seen time and time again. So I got to point it out, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's something that we'll talk more and more about as we get to more shows about having a Black center, but lots of whiteness around.
Yeah,
So.
good luck. Good luck in finding a lead Black character that has some Black and brown friends.
Man, yeah.
We're searching. We're searching.
Yeah, I think that's kind of that was the impetus of doing the show, right? That was kind of our conversation.
Yeah, we kept talking about it.
Yeah.
Especially, you know who? Ada Twist, scientist, which we'll get to later. Okay, our third question is, was there an underlying message?
Yeah, I think we already covered that. You know, capitalism.
Work hard, work ethic, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, practice, practice, practice.
In Africa, you know, we covered these messages.
We live in a meritocracy. You got to work harder.
Yeah, that's basically it. We covered it. Perseverance, rejection is protection. All that stuff, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think there's a message. I really love it. And I will say this. I know we're clowning the social emotional learning, and I know we've harped on it, but I have seen so many other shows that don't have this at all. So that's why I wanted us to talk about this show, because I really appreciate it. So shout out to the woman that created Alma's Way. Obviously, it's a woman. And I think she used to work for Sesame Street.
Yeah,
so
I think her name is Sabrina.
Sonia.
Something.
I think it's Sonia.
It is? Oh, God.
Sonia Sotomayor. I was just playing.
There is an episode.
There is an episode with the Supreme Court judge.
Sonia Manzana.
There you go.
Manzano. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Shout out to
And
her, because this
Lin
is
Manuel
a really
Miranda
sweet.
wrote that rap. So
Lin Manuel.
shout out
Don't
to
get me
you
started.
being a producer too. You're making up for Hamilton. Anyway.
You know what? The only thing that Lin Manuel can do for me personally to make up for all of his raps and Hamilton is if he goes hard and does a theater show about Harriet Tubman. That's like, for me, like if he does that, like I'm fully with this dude. But right now, I can't rock with it. I can't rock with it.
Yeah, we need reparations from Lin Manuel Miranda.
We do.
And
we do.
For so many reasons, I'm so conflicted because I feel like Hamilton songs are such a bop, and I just
they're a complete bop.
I know all the lyrics, and I'm
but
just like,
why am I singing? Why am I George Washington
Alexander
though?
Hamilton? Yeah, why?
No, Harriet Tubman. That's what I need. I need that hot Harriet Tubman coming in.
Some Ida B. Wells, you know, we need all that.
Exactly. I feel like, come on, you can find a through line there between, you know, immigrant life and Ida B. Wells or something. Come on.
I just don't know how you go from In the Heights to Hamilton. Anyway, how would we grade this show? That's a whole other episode.
I'm definitely giving it an A-. Yeah, that's my final answer.
All right, I like that. I feel like initially I was too harsh. So I'm gonna rock with you and give it an A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hyping it up a little bit more. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what? And this is our litmus test because Alma's Way is our first one. So that's pretty high. So now everyone's got to come with it.
I think social emotional learning is super freaking important. More important than a lot of stuff, you know? And
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you for joining us as we went through this journey with Alma's Way. And Mama, play that again.
Mama, play that again.
We'll see you soon.